Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dolores and I'm so happy that you're here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of my TBR books, both in person, like physical copies, and also ebook copies as well. So make sure you guys tune in. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you press that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit that little notification bell so that way you guys are notified every single time that I post here on YouTube. Without further ado, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so it is finally April. I am stinking stoked. Literally, if you can't tell though, it's April, but I'm wearing a long sleeve sweater dress. So let's talk about that for 4 seconds. I live out here in the Midwest and it is pretty much cold until it's like June. So possibilities are endless. I think today is like a high of 40. I think, let me check my Apple Watch, let's see. The high for today is 40 degrees. Anyways, you guys, I am so stinking happy that it's April and we're one step closer to being summer. I'm also one step closer to having our beautiful baby girl and I cannot wait to just meet her in person, so it's a good time. But today's video is not about babies. Today's video is about books, so let's hop into it. I'm gonna be sharing a couple of books I'm reading on my Kindle here. And this is just the Kindle Paperwhite, like the really cheapo versions in black and white. I love it though. And then I have a couple books I'm gonna share with you guys I'm reading, hopefully that I can get to, right? These are my TBR hopefuls that I can get to this month. So guys, the first book that I am already reading, I actually just started it. I think like on March 31st I started it, but I'm counting it for April because, you know, started a book on the last day of March. So it is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, and because it is a Kindle read and it's all in black and white here, I'm gonna be looking at this, but I'll post a picture of the books either here or here. I'll post it here. So it has chapters based off of the names of the characters and like who's gonna be talking and whose story it's gonna be about. So I thought that was pretty neat. But so far I'm in like the 3rd or 4th Jack chapter. But this is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, and basically Tweet Cute is a young adult romance. And after reading one of the last books in March, I was like, I need a book that can just like bring me back to like some like happiness. But basically it is just a modern teen romance. It's set up in like, which Goodreads said it's set up in a Gossip Girl style Manhattan school, which I would agree. It's kind of funny though. The first chapter like honestly had me hooked, and after that I was like, I gotta read this. And everyone I've spoken to so far said they love Emma Lord, they love her books. I've read one of her other books last year, You Have a Match, and honestly it was so cute. It gave me that, what's that movie with like the twins but they don't know they're twins, they find out they're twins, Lindsay Lohan's in it. If I remember, I'll put it here. Or here somewhere so you guys will know. The Freaky Friday, is it Freaky Friday? No, it's not. But anyways, guys, I'll put the name of the movie that book reminds me of. But anyways, but Tweet Cute, it's about this girl. Her name is Pepper, and she has her and her family, they own a large like chain restaurant, and basically there's this boy, his name is Jack, and his family owns like a small New York like deli, and basically there's some feuding going on Twitter between like both restaurants, basically because of like these teenagers. Yeah, someone accuses somebody else of stealing a recipe, and yeah, it's nuts. But you also see, so far I've seen this development of like a love story possibly happening between Jack and Pepper. So I don't know, homegirl swims, she's a part of the swim team, and it's just really interesting. I like the dynamics so far of their family, of Pepper's family. Hopefully here soon I get to read more about Jack's, but that is Tweet Cute. And the next book I'm reading is Black Buck by Matteo Ascaraport. Definitely should have Googled how to pronounce these names, so I apologize in advance. But you guys have probably all seen it. I'll put a picture of it here again. It is like a picture of a black man's hand holding a coffee cup, and I think there's like pencils or something in the cover. So there's that. But I'm really, really excited about this book, especially because it was so popular, I believe in 2021. It was like super, super popular. And I've never read any books by Matteo, and so I'm really excited to read it. And I want to share with you guys For each book I'm going to be reading from Goodreads or on the app here, just a synopsis it gives, since I haven't actually read the books yet, but I'm pretty stoked about this one. I really feel like I should have like read this in February, but here we are in April. Black Book by Mateo Escapor. For fans of Sorry to Bother You and The Wolf of Wall Street, a crackling satirical debut novel about a young man given a shot at stardom as the lone black salesman at a mysterious cult-like and wildly successful startup where nothing is as it seems. There's nothing like a black salesman on a mission. An unambitious 22-year-old Darren lives in a Bed-Stuy brownstone with his mother, who wants nothing more than to see him live up to the potential as a valedictorian of Bronx science. But Darren is content working at Starbucks in the lobby of a midtown office building, hanging out with his girlfriend, Soraya, and eating his mother's home-cooked meals. All that changes when a chance encounter with Rhett Daniels, the silver-tongued CEO of someone in New York City's hottest tech startup, results in an exclusive invitation for Darren to join an elite sales team on the 36th floor. After enduring a hell week of training, Darren, the only black person in the company, reimagines himself as Buck, a ruthless salesman unrecognizable to his friends and family. But when things turn tragic at home and Buck feels he's hit rock bottom, he begins to hatch a plan to help young people of color infiltrate America's sales force, setting off a chain of events that forever changes the game. Black Buck is a hilarious, razor-sharp skewering of America's workforce. It is a propulsive, crackling debut that explores ambition and race and makes way for a necessary new vision of the American dream. So I'm really pumped. I hope that this book is super, super inspiring. It seems like it's going to be. It also seems like it's going to be pretty stinking funny. And the last book I'll be reading on my Kindle for this month of April. So this book is called The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett. This is by Chelsea Sidoti. And this is a mystery novel. I need to double check and make sure. It might be a young adult mystery novel, but I'm not sure if it's young adult. But definitely is mystery. And I do like a good mystery book. It just sometimes they freak me out. So I can't always read them alone. So sometimes I have to wait till my husband's home, or I can only read them in the daytime if I'm outside. So Hawthorne wasn't trying to insert herself into a missing persons investigation, or maybe she was. But that's only because Lizzie Lovett's disappearance is the one fascinating mystery their sleepy town has ever had. Bad things don't happen to popular girls like Lizzie Lovett, and Hawthorne is convinced she'll turn up at any moment, which means the time for speculation is now. So Hawthorne comes up with her own theory for Lizzie's disappearance, a theory way too absurd to take seriously at first. The more Hawthorne talks, the more she believes. And what better way to collect evidence than to immerse herself in Lizzie's life, like getting a job at the diner where Lizzie worked and hanging out with Lizzie's boyfriend. After all, it's not as if he killed her, or did he? Told with a unique voice that is both hilarious and heart-wrenching, Hawthorne's quest for proof may uncover the greatest truth is within herself. So, stinking pumped. It's been a minute since I read a book like this. Like I said, guys, it's giving me, what's that movie? I think it's, every book reminds me of a movie, right? I think it's called Roommate or The Roommate or something. This is giving me that kind of vibe where homegirl is obsessed with her roommate and basically just wants to become her roommate. I know that supposedly Lizzie Lovett, based on this description here, is dead, but it seems like Hawthorne's about to take over her life and become her. I don't know. That's just my general guess. I will let you guys know as I read it. It will be the third book I read this month, so bear with me, but I'm really excited. The next book I have here is called Blood Red Snow White. It's by Marcus Sedgwick, and I'm really excited. Apparently it won a Prince Award, so how exciting. Me trying to take this tag off right now. I did it. We did it, y'all. It's a young adult book for those who want to know. Let me show you guys the true cover here. It is so pretty. Clearly this book takes place in what looks like would be winter, but because it's still 2 freaking degrees outside, I'm gonna read this book and get it off of my personal bedside bookshelf. So this is what I thought to believe was just another take on the story of Snow White. Let me read the inside cover here for you guys. Okay, there never was a story that was happy through and through. When writer Arthur Ransom leaves his home in England and moves to Russia to work as a journalist, it is with little idea of the violent revolution about to erupt. Unwittingly, he finds himself at its center, tapped by the British to report back on the Bolsheviks, even as he becomes dangerously romantically entangled with revolutionary leader Trotsky's personal secretary. Both sides seek to use Arthur for their own purposes, and as he struggles to find autonomy, both sides grow to suspect him of being a double agent. Arthur wants only to elope far from conflict with his beloved, but when he attempts to extract himself and Evgenia from the complicated politics and politicians that he fears will lead them both to their deaths, the decisions he faces are the most dangerous and difficult of his life. Equal parts thriller, love story, and fairy tale. Prince Medal winning author Marcus Sedgwick's Blood Red Snow White is a gripping, romantic adventure novel based on the true story of beloved children's author Arthur Ransom's experiences with love and betrayal in a war-torn Russia. So it was the very first time I even read the synopsis. I truly bought this based off of seeing the word Snow White, realizing I love story retellings of Disney story retellings, and I was like, I'm gonna get this because I bet I love it. The last book I'll be reading this month. I'm really excited. Again, it's another book that I got from McKay's, and again, I am taking the tag off of it right now. It is a humor book, so a funner book here. If you guys have never been to a McKay's, you need to go. It is like a giant like bookstore. It's also like, it has like, they have so much stuff, not crap. They have so much stuff. They have let's see, like games, like, I mean, old style games like Nintendo, Nintendo, like 64s, and tons of books, records, all this fun stuff, craziness. I got this book for 50 cents at McKay's. 50 cents! 50 cents, guys, and it is called Ferociously Happy by Jenny Lawson. So a funny book about horrible things. This book is very long, like lengthwise, but it's also not that big. Let's see how many pages this has. Look, there's pictures in this book. Who would have known? I didn't. All right, so 315 pages, not including the epilogue. So that's cool. I did not know this. I haven't even looked inside this book, guys. I have just been seeing this like kind of like everywhere, and I was like, I want it. Look how cute. Jenny Lawson does mention that she's battled, I think, with the depression or like a monster inside or a monster within, and I do believe that this book kind of like characterizes this into like a funny way of like coping with hard things in life. So this definitely will be like the second book I read, because as you guys may have known from watching my last video, your girl actually just started going back to therapy with it again, and I really just love books that are like a good, easy and funny coping resource for depression and anxiety. Okay, so in Ferociously Happy, the #1 New York Times bestselling author Jenny Lawson explores her lifelong battle with mental illness. A hysterical, ridiculous book about crippling depression and anxiety? That sounds like a terrible idea, but terrible ideas are what Jenny does best. As Jenny says, some people might think that being ferociously happy is just an excuse to be stupid and irresponsible and invite a herd of kangaroos over to your house without telling your husband first, because you suspect he would say no, since he's never particularly like kangaroos. And that would be ridiculous, because no one would invite a herd of kangaroos into their house. 2 is the limit. I speak from personal experience. My husband says that none is the new limit. I say he should have been clearer about that before I rented all those kangaroos. Already obsessed. Okay. Most of my favorite people are dangerously effed up, but you'd never guess, because we've learned to bear it so honestly that it becomes the new normal. Like John Hughes wrote in The Breakfast Club, we're all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding it. Except go back and cross out the word hiding. Ferociously Happy is a book about embracing everything that makes us who we are, the beautiful and the flawed, and then using it to find joy in fantastic and outrageous ways. Because, as Jenny's mom says, maybe crazy isn't so bad after all. Sometimes crazy is just right. Well, guys, this might be the first book I read after Tweet Cute. I have to finish Tweet Cute, and then this might be the next one, just because I'm dealing with so much, and I think I might actually talk about it on my Mental Health Monday topic, like videos you guys have hopefully been keeping up on. I've only done one, so if you haven't watched it, make sure you guys go back and watch it. But I think I actually might talk about this book in one of my Mental Health Monday segments. Your girl's camera is dying. So with that, I'm going to end today's video, but thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys have had a great time just chilling out here with me today. And please let me know down in the comments what books you're reading for April, and let me know if any of the books I have here that I've talked about or mentioned today that you are reading. But I love you guys. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and keep on reading, and I will catch you guys next week.